I could imagine you scaring the shit out of people, like realistically.
I mean, every time I cross the street, people are just staring at me like it's crazy. But I know what I got myself into before I even got the tattoos.
Yeah, you're like basically, like people will complain about, like minorities and stuff will complain about. I go to the liquor store and they're watching me.
Yeah.
You sort of like took yourself from being like a relatively normal looking guy to being like, oh, I'm gonna make it so that everywhere I go, people have to like be freaked out by me, scared of me, etc. Like you kind of put yourself into that box. I've felt that way at times with like the tattoos of like, oh, now that I have a bunch of tattoos, I notice like people kind of looking at me in the store and
you get judged.
But you took it to a whole different level.
Yes.
Do you resent that at all? That you can't go anywhere without people staring at you?
I mean, I can't even walk the street without people staring at me, but it don't bother me that people stare at me. Look, I mean, a lot of people think it's fake. A lot of people think it's makeup, actually. And that's I haven't done nothing to it since 2019. All this is all old. I'm actually going to get my whole face re-blasted white because I wanted to really, really pop out more.
So what, like the parts that look like there's no tattoos have actually been tattooed white?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my whole face been blasted white.
It's faded.
My nose, everything. Besides that, where the heart is not, but even all that, everything's all blasted white.
One thing I've kind of seen people say about you is basically that it wasn't that hard to go viral for just having a crazy ass face tattoo in like in 2017, 2018, whatever. But nowadays, the standard for going viral is quite a bit harder. It's a bit higher. Like it just takes a lot more to get people to really pay attention. Do you feel that? Do you feel like you were this person that nobody could look away from at a certain point, and then as time goes by, it's like, well, you have the Island Boys and they got crazy face tattoos, but then they're also making out with each other and all this other shit?
I mean, it can help you or not. It definitely brings more attraction towards you, but it all depends what kind of tattoos you got on your face, too.
Yeah, I mean, you probably have like some of the most viral face tattoos I can imagine. Like even the Island Boys, their face tattoos look pretty fucking normal in comparison
when
to yours.
I met them, they just had a little scribble scrabble. I used to call him Punchy Head Boy. That's where he got. That's where he got the out, like the whole direction from.
Correct.
For Island Boy song. I used to bully him.
My favorite, I interviewed them before they were the Island Boys, for the record.
I've seen that.
But then my favorite thing about them is just the fact that Kodak Black like summoned them to his mansion. And then when they got there, he basically convinced Red to change his name to Kodiak Red.
Right.
And then proceeded to not sign them or do any kind of business with them, which I thought that was funny. They convinced him to change his name and then don't actually do any kind of business with him.
I think that was the smartest move for Kodak Black not working on him, because he's my favorite Florida artist. I love him.
Yeah.
Free Kodak Black, man.
I feel like people can forgive him for doing the song with 6ix9ine, but I don't know if he does a song with, like, if he had signed the Island Boys, I don't know. Right? It might be over for Sniper Gang. I don't know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Damn, that's hard. That's crazy to think that the Island Boys could just like take down the greatest Florida rapper of all time.
They're too cocky. They beef with too many people.
Should I say that Kodak Black, greatest Florida rapper of all time? I'm just gonna say it.
Besides Trick Daddy and
Trick Daddy cool, but
he's not the greatest. But
Kodak's kind of had like a 10, 15 year run of being right there at the top of the pile. I don't know, it's a long run.
I'll give it a Kodak. I think Kodak like the top.
Kodak got there.
I like Rick Ross, but I feel like Kodak's had a longer run.
I like 50 Cent more than Ross. I'm sorry.
Me too, but that's New York shit. Okay, so what is your thought process on the N-word?
I mean, Miami. All right, I hear y'all say essays in Miami. Anybody Hispanic is a Chico. So the Chicos and blacks out there get along, and everybody in Miami says the N-word. It's like second nature. That can mean we could be referring to a girl, a guy, or anybody. It's just the way people talk out there. But in St. Pete, we don't talk like that in St. Pete.
Really?
You get your ass beat up for that.
So black people in St. Pete don't accept Mexicans or Hispanic people using it?
I mean, St. Pete, where I live, is mostly, it's a black neighborhood. It's not really that many Hispanics. You got to cross the bridge to go to, like, the Tampa area. I don't know how they get down there, but mostly in St. Pete, no, you can't really say that unless you're black or you're cool with the people out there. But Miami, everybody says it. White people, Hispanic people. It's just Miami's a different culture.
It's crazy because like nobody's gonna give you credit for being Hispanic because of the face tattoos. They just kind of assume that you're white under all that, right?
Yeah, but I was raised by my mom's side and her people. I spoke Spanish when I was 5 years old, but I outgrew when my dad came back in the picture because he ain't like it. I'm the only one that came out with blonde hair, blue eyes, looking Irish.
Did you ever have an encounter with somebody because of the N-word? Anybody ever give you a hard time about it?
In jail, yeah, once.
In jail? Why? What happened?
Because some dude wanted my phone, and I said, go grab the other phone, you know? I said that. I ain't going to say the word on here.
But you said, go grab the other phone,
Yeah.
N-word, and then he said, what?
He said, what, cracker? And then we got in each other's face. Like, it's racist when someone calls me cracker, you know, 'cause people, like, that's a racist word. But I ain't white, so I take it offense sometimes.
Right. People call me a cracker. I don't really give a shit.
Because my mom was Peruvian. She from the slums of Lima, Peru. You know, she moved to New York when she was 16 years old.
Right. If I'm Hispanic and somebody calls me a cracker, I'm going to be both confused and offended, I think. Potentially. Okay, what's going on with Rod Wave? He reached out to you?
He reached out to me before he blew up in his early state of career. I could show you on my phone if I sign into my Instagram, but I ain't realized till like a year after the fact type stuff. I remember I DM'd my email, but he DM'd me, he's like, yo, I'm from the Bergs too, from St. Pete, put a young brother on, blah, blah, blah. Let me know if you like my music. So I gave him my email.
Wow, that could have been your artist.
Coulda. Like at one time I was bigger than him, and look at Rob right now, he big as hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we got big people from St. Pete. Broadway, obviously the biggest. We got Jimbo World and a few other St. Pete artists.
Mm-hmm.